Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for August 24th, 2025. It is Sunday Fun Day. We've got Mapmaker and Duplicate our victory cards, and we've got Fast Track. I forget what that is. Oh, this thing. Okay, yeah. When you gain a duration or reserve card, you play it at the start of the next cleanup. So like after your buy phase concludes, but before the start of the next turn. Which, let's see what that affects. So Duplicate will go to the Tavern mat immediately. Importer will get into play, and then you can gain the card directly at the start of the next turn. Den of Sin basically works the same way. Research immediately is going to trash a card that you still have in hand, and then set those cards aside. So they're all there are cases where this effect can actually be bad for these cards, but none of them are the case here, and all of them except Den of Sin are improved by it. Anyway, I guess we should talk about... Wait, did I click this thing? Yeah, I did. Okay. Talk about board as a whole. So trashing, we've got Peaceful Cult, Hermit, Crucible, Research. Mapmaker is cheap in addition to being a victory card. I don't know why I called that out right now, but draw is Den of Sin, Mapmaker, Witch's Hut, Research can draw, Second Aristocrat can draw, Madman. Plus actions is Aristocrat and Specialist. Mapmaker can also react to Mapmaker, so it can be non-terminal. You could potentially do like import a Mapmaker at the start of your turn and then react with your Mapmakers, and yeah. You can also Hermit Mapmakers. Dang. Yeah. And then gains-wise, we've got Duplicate, Importer, Hermit. Technically, Aristocrat can give plus buy, and that is actually the only plus buy. And the Specialist gains. Interesting. So if we want a multi-province, we do actually have to do the fourth Aristocrat thing. That might actually be worth doing. I guess we'll see how it goes, but that could be made to work at least. And there's a lot of duration draw to get that stuff to line up. Oh, this is Importer Peaceful Cult, so we have a lot of trashing that we can do. Okay. Oh, man. All right. This board is actually pretty insane. And like a thing we could do is not trash at all, buy a Research, trash a state, and then draw 2 cards. I guess the problem with that is that we don't have 2 cards to draw. Or no, it's fine. We would draw 2 cards, then we trigger the shuffle, then we top deck the 4 cards, and we... Yeah, never mind. Like, the fact that it happens in cleanup, I don't think that affects anything there. Yeah, so that's interesting, right? It would enable us to immediately hit 5. But I don't even know, like, if that... Is that good? Like, compared to, like, getting a Hermit anyway? So, like, we could also... Because Hermit being able to gain Mapmakers and Aristocrats is pretty darn good. Also Importers, and then, you know, potentially Madman. How does this work? When you gain a curse in your buy phase. Alright, so Defiled Shrine's going to be pretty awkward. Jeez. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. a lot of stuff. So yeah, if we went, we could go for opening Importer and then Hermit, trashing all three of our estates and a copper. Granted, that would, you know, make the trashing part of Hermit like a little redundant. But as a gainer, it can still do good work. The Importer could gain a den, and then we'd have 6 coppers, a Hermit, and an Importer in our deck, which is 8 cards, and den would have us draw 7 of them. That's almost like too many things. But we'd be able to, assuming we didn't bottom deck the Hermit, we could like Hermit for I guess at that point we'd probably want to take Aristocrat to get the plus actions and play the den. Sounds pretty good. And then like start taking map makers. An Importer at some point, like after we have a couple dens, starts taking Specialist. Maybe also Witch's Hut at some point. All right, another approach would be, I mean, there's the research thing, like I mentioned. I do think that's worse. Yeah, I think I like the turn 1 Importer line. All right, and getting a Denizen and trashing. I guess we could get Aristocrat now, but Aristocrat doesn't do anything. Yeah, let's get the Hermit. Well, you know, we also could get a second Importer. Why don't we just do that? Yeah, let's get another Importer. I think that makes more sense. Wait, what just happened? Oh, it's just asking me irrelevant nonsense. Okay. So yeah, I think we take another den, we trash a copper, we buy a card, we see our whole deck next turn as we just did. That seems pretty good. We are going to need to do something to trash the rest of our copper. Just either Crucible or Research. Oh wait, we have the den that we have to draw through as well. So we'll actually be a card short of seeing our whole deck. Good to know. So we could take a Specialist with the goal of like using it to gain an Importer, which essentially plays an Importer. That seems pretty good. We're not guaranteed to line that up, but I think it makes sense. What? Bottom deck the Specialist. Okay. I mean, we can gain, like, another den, and then we will draw. Including with whatever card we take here with our buy. Maybe we want to... If we wanted to start getting through our coppers, we could take a research now, and it would immediately trash one copper. Then we don't necessarily actually need the second den. Or, well, then we can draw the card that we gain off of Importer with the second den. Yeah. That's an option. We need to get 2 specialists before we can, or an aristocrat before we can get plus actions. We could take the aristocrat off of the importer, but then we're not really doing anything with the plus actions next turn. Alternatively, yeah, if we gain another specialist now, we can do... we'd be guaranteed to see... five copper, den, specialist, specialist, importer. And we can play specialist to play specialist, and then we can gain an importer and a specialist. And then maybe we get the research at that point or something. I think that makes more sense. Alright, so we definitely want another den. Gain a copy of importer. And we gain a copy of specialist. And now if we take the research, so we have to draw through, next turn we have to draw through 2 dens. Well, if we don't take the research, okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so 1 den overdraws by 1, and then we can draw one of the cards that we gain through importer, which could be like a witch's hut. Well, if we gain another den here, I guess we can draw... We draw 11 cards. 5 coppers, 2 dens is 7, 3 specialists is 10, and then the importer is 11. So we still don't see what we import. Well, is that right? Thought I had counted it a different way before. 2 dens, 5 coppers is 7, 3 specialists is 10, importer is 11. Yeah, yeah. If we research a copper, that's still the same number of cards is the issue. I'm not sure where this stops exactly, but getting all the specialists seems like a good thing, so... Alright. Did we just gain 2 more dens? Surely we gain at least 1 more den. And now we're set to draw 11 cards again. I think we do want the Witch's Hut or Mapmaker. We could go double Witch's Hut and gain an importer and a couple specialists. Like double Witch's Hut being like the 1 gain and then the buy. Specialists are going to be empty. And then maybe next turn we import, like if we can actually draw up with the Witch's Hut, we import like Hermit and start using that to gain other stuff. Wait, the piles are way lower than I realized. Oh shit. That's bad. I think we're just going to immediately lose. Well, maybe not. We can't specialist a den, unfortunately. We can specialist an importer. Somehow I missed that importers were so low, I think. We really want to win this turn. How do we do that? We only get 2 importer gains, which is pretty unfortunate. If we want a den, we either have to import it or buy it. I suppose we can plan to buy the den based on whether or not things go well. I'm wondering about... The duplicate's only worth 1 point, right? Yeah, and same with Mapmaker. And duplicate won't go onto the mat until cleanup, so that doesn't really help. So, like, if we gain a duchy and we can give out a few curses. How do they get so many more importers into play? I guess they got to the point where they did, like, specialist on 2 importers faster than I did, but how did that happen? I'm confused. Maybe they bought an additional importer at some point? I don't know. Was I wrong to be trying to draw cards here? I feel like they should have just failed to draw, but... Okay, what if we just take a bunch of duchies and a province? And we give out some curses. We're going to take a province, then we need to import the den if we're going to win that way. How are we going to gain a bunch of duchies with 2 importer plays, though, and one of them has to gain a Den of Sin? What if we... Okay, can we do this on... We gain a den, we gain a duchy... We specialist Witch's Hut in a way that we have to specialist the importer, but then we have 5 specialists. So it shouldn't be impossible for us to gain an importer and give out a bunch of curses, and then we take a province. If we can give out 3 curses, I think that has to be the plan. We gain den, we gain duchy, we specialist... gain importer, we give out 3 curses with Witch's Hut somehow, and then we buy a province. Yeah. The problem is we're gonna have, like, all this... how are we going to give out 3? We need to be able to discard 6 action cards. I mean, they can be the same ones, but we do have 1 extra importer that we can discard. We have 5 specialists. That is a lot. We can discard some of them. Wait, how are we buying a province anyway? We only have 5 coins. Yeah, this is... I don't know how the bot was able to have such a good turn when it hadn't been gaining dens and I know it has the map makers, but it only had a few of those going into its turn. I don't know. It's pretty confusing. If we don't buy a province, then we really need a lot of duchies. We need... I mean, maybe that's fine. We take enough duchies. The bot can't win. It has 4 importer plays, though. That's... that's ludicrous. Doesn't have the duplicate in play, but still... It could get... Well, I can't get it in play for the... Yeah, that's... That's so crazy. I wish I could gain Den of Sin with Specialist. That would really help. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess the real problem is that they were able to do all that while also spending a buy on Defiled Shrine, which again, like I don't understand how, like, no duration draw for most of the game. Those are the first ends of sins that they took the entire game. So no duration draw. They took the Defiled Shrine points. How did this work that well? I don't understand. Um if we just take two duchies and give out as many curses as possible, which is 4, and then we buy another duchy. That, I mean, we would have a points lead, and they wouldn't obviously be able to end the game. I mean, they probably would, right? Like, I mean, they import 4 duchies, and then get the last importer, and yeah, I mean, but I don't know what else to do. Hmm. I also got to see about this nonsense, the map makers. Okay. Okay, so we need to do this. Guess we don't play this other specialist because we need to find actions to discard. Oh. Nothing to do with this other specialist? Maybe we were supposed to gain another Witch's Hut to give out even more curses. I mean, it's definitely possible that... Yeah. Yeah. We were probably supposed to gain another Witch's Hut in here. And then we could double play that and try to get out 6 curses. Yeah. So we're 2 points short of being able to win right now. Like, we could gain the importer and then buy the denizen, and we'd lose by 2 points. Or 1 point, but I mean 2 points because we're first player. Yeah, not sure what to do about that. Well, nothing. I mean, I kind of already knew, but... What happened here? I'm so confused that they did this well without, like, so they go. We both did the importer thing. They gained a specialist, and then here they gained another specialist, and the specialist didn't even do anything. And then they bought a map maker. Okay. Yeah, and like they didn't draw their importer because they didn't have the den. So they didn't like have an importer this turn. Get another map maker. I don't know. I'm not like convinced by that approach. Like, retaining control of the deck seems like a good thing. I mean, I guess I can see the argument for like go for map maker here. Not really specialist. Specialist doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess the argument for specialist is then you can specialist the importer, but you go for map maker here, and then you can gain another one to react, sort of thing. I guess I can see the argument. You have 6 coppers and a map maker and an importer. That's 7 cards. The odds of you bottom decking both map maker and importer are pretty low. Yeah. So we could try that. Okay, I miscounted. But... So now... Yeah, I forgot to count the importer. It was still the case that odds of bottom decking both of these are pretty low. But anyway, I guess now we take the specialist. And we take another importer. Probably. And now we take another specialist. And another specialist? And another map maker. Maybe this is when you're supposed to take Defiled Shrine, but I don't know. The bot's definitely gonna buy it, yeah. We start taking dens now. Could also consider Witch's Hut. If we can gain 2 specialists from specialists, I don't think we necessarily need more specialists. We can buy another map maker. I think I'm gonna say 1 den, 1 Witch's Hut. This duplicate chaining does look pretty scary. Be looking more at that. Wait, what? Oh no, I didn't realize I needed to click on that. Oh, fuck. That's... that's bad. Alright, well, I'm gonna gain another den so that we have that. How do we do this? Shoot. I really wanted to... get all this shit into play. I mean, we could just discard the coppers, I suppose. We can't play specialist again to play 3 more specialists, which can each play... Yeah, I guess we can play all 4 of these if we want to. A little scary. We want to leave... We either get to leave 3 specialists in play or we get to lower piles in a way that is pretty terrifying. They have 4 duplicates on the mat. Ugh. How are they drawing? They have 1 map maker, they have no dens. Yeah, again, I don't really understand how this works, but... And they don't have any importers in play. So maybe this isn't actually as scary as I was thinking. Oh, I could call this copy of duplicate to get the... Yeah, actually that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Don't really want to lower the importers. Or the specialists. That makes it too easy for them to pile. The 4 duplicates can empty one of these piles. One of the reasons I was willing to empty duplicates is because they could like specialist one of the duplicates they already have anyway, so they'd be able to gain duplicates. But they don't have any importers and they only have 1 buy, so they can't... Like, they have to specialist gain specialist or importer in order to like empty these piles. They probably are going to be able to do that, I guess, but they don't have that many cards. So... yeah. Damn it! This is 6 turns. Jesus. Ugh, maybe we just have to take the Filed Shrine. Yeah, the bot is just totally ignoring... I mean, not totally, but almost totally ignoring draw, and it's just like, yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't know. What? Damn it, now I have to deal with this nonsense. You know, I now the bot's not going to do what it was doing before, and then if I win, it's going to be like, well, who knows how it would have been against what they were doing before. I freaking hate that. Oh, it had 3 estates. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, okay. I think actually, now that I'm like last time we got the map maker, and then it's like, oh, if you know you get that, you can draw. But maybe it makes more sense to just take a duplicate, like to start with. Well, see, this is why we took the Den of Sin, because now I don't have an importer. Well, I guess we take Specialist. Yeah, we can do that. Another importer. Maybe we should start on the cursing shit earlier. Wondering about getting a Witch's Hut already. I mean, we've got some specialists in the deck. Get more. We don't have any draw down there, though, so we're not going to trigger a shuffle. This might also be the correct time to take Defiled Shrine. Maybe we just take a duplicate. Duplicate is a card that can affect our next turn. I mean, unless we take a Den. If we take a Den, then we can... we will trigger a shuffle. But... it's Defiled Shrine. I guess we take it. We can actually play all of this stuff. That's annoying. Wasn't really thinking about that, I guess. Definitely need another specialist. Yeah. And then maybe now we do take Den to try to line that stuff up. We could also take Map Maker for similar purposes. Turns out this would have been the turn to buy Defiled Shrine since we only have 2 coins. I think I prefer the Witch's Hut. Apparently that was incorrect. Well, I don't know that it was incorrect, but we could have used the Den. See, this is why I wanted the Den. I don't know. I am very confused about this board in general. if we should take Defiled Shrine again. No, wait, we shouldn't take a Specialist. What am I doing? We should take the Witch's Hut. We can gain the Specialist. I guess we'll buy an Importer. It's probably time for Den. Aristocrat. Surprising choice. Oh, we didn't find the Witch's Hut. So we're going to take another Den. I guess we're not getting all of these duplicates into play. Hold on. But maybe we should do this. I don't want to call this on duplicate because I think I want to call it on importer. I guess, yeah, we'll take the default shrine points again. No, we don't have a second specialist. Oh, there's so many of them in the deck. Alright, we have one duplicate on the mat. And we've got a points lead. I think emptying duplicates is our cleanest path to victory. Oh, we're resolving 3 importers as well. It's pretty silly, but I guess we should make sure we have an importer in place so we can gain that duplicate. I kind of want to play this Witch's Hut, but I mean, there's a chance if we play the Witch's Hut we could hit 4. Not a very good chance. There's just no reason not to buy an estate. Okay, so get this. Not call. This game has taken a lot more turns than the other ones. Ooh. Wait, we don't get the... Wait, what? Oh, it auto-trashed the curse. Okay. Yeah, this took a lot longer. I don't know. I do not feel confident about this board at all. Like I don't really understand why draw seems to be not that effective here. I guess there's like so much gain chaining that maybe you don't care about seeing that many cards in your deck, but it certainly doesn't match my intuition about how to play Dominion. Yeah, I mean, I guess it does make sense that like Den of Sin gains to hand, like okay, but this other stuff, or you could say gains into play, in a way. But this other stuff gaining into play is like, stronger, whereas Den is just the same as normal. So that's part of the reason it doesn't match that intuition. But like, I don't know. The first time I was playing with the importers, like that wasn't the issue. It wasn't as explosive. And like I mean, I guess okay. So I guess in fairness, a Den of Sin in a way is only half as much draw as a map maker because you only play it every other turn. Well, but then. Yeah, I mean, the turn that you do play it, it's a double lab, but it's a single lab net, whereas map maker, if you're making it non-terminal, is like a single lab with sifting. So I guess that would be the argument in favor of map maker, from that perspective. I mean, I had that first game. I had like 6 dens, and the bot had like 2 map makers before it went off. So like, it still doesn't really compute to me, especially because it had the curse in the deck. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a very interesting board, but I don't feel at all confident about like either that what I did was good or that what the bot did was good, really. Like, I'm not sure if the bot's deck was expected to take off the way that it did when it did, or not, and maybe just like being the one to take the defiled shrine points is just that important because like the scores are relatively low. I don't know. I kind of want to try this again with the bot not having a 5-2. Now let's do that. See if we can. So yeah, the bot has been taking specialist, and I guess the idea is that if you collide the importer and the specialist, you get to double play the importer. Maybe that is just better. I guess I can see the argument. If you just draw the specialist, it's pretty sad, but the odds are that you won't. Now what? I mean, I guess you kind of want another specialist. Is this like... I guess we don't trash yet, so that we can buy... So maybe it is Map Maker. I mean, we could buy another importer, that would be pretty funny. But at some point we gotta put the draw on the deck. Hmm. What if this is just two specialists? Probably. The defiled shrine situation. But I wonder if we're supposed to take another importer. I think probably. I wonder if we weren't supposed to react with that so that we could gain our own map maker and then react with that and have it in the shuffle. That's probably the case. Probably. Alright, we should gain 2 cards that haven't been gained and then take Defiled Shrine. That's... Could be Duplicate, could be Witch's Hut. It'd be nice to have the Witch's Hut for the draw. Yeah, let's do... Bot also has 2 map makers. Let's just do double Witch's Hut. Files are sure getting low. So we're gonna gain the last importer. We can take the last 2 specialists. Seems like a good thing to have. And then we get 2 more cards. Given where things are, so like one option would be to just start stacking up duplicates. Another option would be to take dens. I think what I want to do is take the duplicates. And yeah, they'll get to play their map makers, but the duplicate, do specialist, playing importer again, and then buy the last importer. Right, well, now there's no question we do just play the map maker. Ooh. Okay. Well, we probably can just empty on duplicates now. Right, we have 2 importer plays and 2 duplicates. That's 5 duplicates. And then if we can... Oh, I guess we can't specialist gain duplicates. Well, alright, whatever. Oh, yes, we can, because we're oh, no, those are all going to get set aside. Yeah. Okay, fine. Whatever. Oh, wait. Maybe we can buy the last two. Somehow I was thinking we were going to be 2 duplicates short. But for 1 duplicate short, we might be able to buy it. Might. Yep. Alrighty. Take some curses. I guess we can also... That's about all we can do with this, I suppose. I was trying to figure out if there was going to be any way that we could... Oh, we can't take province anyway. We have to take this duplicate. That's right. Okay. I feel better about this attempt. It might have gone faster too if we hadn't like relatively bottom decked the witches' huts. I mean, let's see, like here we took the 2 witches' huts and we shuffled, and then turn 6 we didn't see either of them. I don't know how likely we were to see them, but at the very least. And I mean, we really needed to see specialist with Witch's Hut, and we had no Den of Sin to set that up. So I mean, it's not exactly. We did have like a map maker in the deck we could have used to help set it up if we had seen that. We didn't see that, so yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's a crazy board. But I think what I did this time is like at least closer to probably what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, anyway, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.